You know, in 2020, when the pandemic hit, all of us were kind of at the peak of our athletic powers, getting ready for Tokyo in August and September. And then to have the rug kind of pulled out from under us, it was not only jarring physically, but it was really jarring mentally. But with the help of our loved ones, the support of the CAF community, we were able to be the best versions of ourselves 1 year later. And to be able to bring home a gold medal from another Paralympics, it was like the perfect exclamation point on a really, really difficult few years.
As co-captain of the team, you probably had to do a lot of work peripherally to keep people's heads in the game. How hard a task is that, and what kind of duty is that? I mean, how did you take that on?
Yeah, my definition of leadership really changed during the pandemic. When it started, my thought was to keep the team as together as humanly possible. We tried to work out on Zoom. We tried to meet up, once every couple of days to see everybody's faces and make sure that everybody was checking in. But to be honest, that actually didn't work for us. We ended up not working out on Zoom very much. We ended up just hanging out and talking. So what we did was we actually decided to take a step back, make sure that everybody was supported with their own personal endeavors and making sure their loved ones were safe and healthy. But it was actually our chance to recharge, both mentally and physically. And then actually the good part was that a year later, when we were able to all hit the court together, we were able to hit the ground running. We went from 0 to 100 at that very first training camp. Obviously our basketball skills had to be refined, but we were as connected and close as we've ever been. And that definitely paid dividends as we headed into Tokyo with that gold medal win.
Team USA struggled a little bit throughout the 90s, but then in the 2000s, you guys picked up a gold in Rio. You were on that team, and then you were once again on a gold medal team in Tokyo. What were the differences between those teams, and how did that experience differ?
Yeah, my very first Paralympics in Beijing, we actually finished 4th. So that was a really humbling experience. I've seen the program start out not exactly where we wanted it to be, and now with back-to-back gold medal performances, we're absolutely trying to make the impact off the court and highlighting some of that success that we've had on it. Every team is different. I can tell you that the Tokyo and Rio teams were not the most talented teams that I've ever been on, but we were the closest. We're the most connected. And the best part about this group is that we've had the same core group of guys coming up through the Team USA program for over a decade. So these guys aren't just teammates, they're brothers, right? And it goes all the way down to the coaching staffs. Ron Likens, who's been the coach for over 10 years now, he knows how to get the best out of us. He knows how to form this team. And, that leadership component is a huge part of our success the last 10 years.
In Tokyo, you probably had no idea that you were going to end up going against Japan. It seemed like Great Britain was the team to beat. But here you are, you're in the final, you're down by 5, you got 5 minutes to go. What do you say to your players as you've got a coach, but you're the co-captain? How do you rally everybody together in a moment like that?
I remember the lineup that was out there in the 4th quarter when we went down by 5. We called a timeout, and that was a perfect moment for us to regroup. We just reminded each and every person that, hey, we've been here before. We have nothing to panic. We got plenty of time. And the next 2 possessions we came out, we got 2 layups, and then we're down 1, and we're right back in the game. That comes with the experience of being in a gold medal Paralympic Games. Japan, they were the Cinderella team of the Paralympics. They had been training all throughout COVID. We knew that they were going to be really disciplined and really focused. But I think our experience and our talent just kind of took us over the top just a little bit better than them on that day.
Steve, you shouldered a lot of the weight in that game. You scored 28 points, if I'm not mistaken. Did the ball just get fed to you, or did you have a hot hand that day?
I'm somebody who prides myself on making an impact on the game however the team needs it. And on that day, the team needed me to score. Some days the team needs me to get everybody involved and become more of an assist guy. Sometimes I need to be able to be the best defender and guard the best guy on the other team. That day, the group just asked me to be a little bit more assertive and get as many shots up as I possibly could. And I was just very fortunate that I was able to help the team get a victory in a really high-pressure moment.
I spoke with Trooper Johnson, bronze medal coach of the women's team, and he and I go way back, and we talked a little bit about the advancements and the changes in the game. So you've been involved as a collegiate athlete all the way back to 2008. Here we are, a lot of years later, a good 12, 13 years later. What kind of advancements have you seen in the game, and how has it changed in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, Wheelchair basketball has progressed similar to able-bodied basketball. The game is a much more up and down transition, free-flowing game, just similar to the NBA. We take a lot more threes. We take a lot more high-risk plays. And to be honest with you, it's a more fun game to be a part of, especially for me and the way that I approach the game. It's been one of the reasons why we've been so successful over the last 10 years, because Team USA Wheelchair Basketball has been able to capitalize on the transition of that game, just making it a more athletic, up-tempo type of experience. I think it's better for the fans, it's better for the community to see the game played at such a high level, but we've also been able to capitalize on that transition for sure.